types of equations with radicals. Focus on thinking about the problem and the best way to solve it as opposed to memorizing it. So, Daniel, can you help us read number 1?
Isolate the radical.
Yes, just like your absolute value, isolate it. Get it by itself, okay? Number 2, Audrey, help us read.
Eliminate the radical.
Yeah, eliminate. So if it's square root, what's the inverse of that?
The square root?
What's the opposite of square root? What's the inverse of square root? We raise it to what power? 2, okay? If it's a cube root, what power do we raise it to?
The root.
Yep, the third. We undo cube root if there is, and to undo cube root, I'm sorry, you raise to a third, okay? Kang, help us read number 3.
One old radical are gone. Soft like you would any other equation.
Great reading, buddy. Number 4, Diego.
Check your answer. Substitute it back in, make sure the equation is true.
Perfect. Okay. All right, I want you to look at your notes for me, please, and tell me how many examples, Carter, do we have today? 11. Good job, buddy. All right, let's start with number 1. Solve. First, it says, hey, we might need to isolate our radical. So to isolate the radical, we need to do what, Margot? Get it alone. So what do we move? Good. Get the 5 by itself. So square root of 2y minus 1 equals 3. This is an index of what? 2. How do we undo an index of 2? Square it, okay? So now the square root and power of 2 will undo each other. Okay, I'm sorry. What you do to one side, make sure the other side also has a square power. 3 squared is going to give us a what? 9. Okay. From here, Nolan, finish it. What would you like to do next? Nolan, what do you do next?
Or add the 1.
Good. After we add the 1, what's next?
Divide the 2.
Good. So 2y equals 10. Divide both sides by 2. And Nolan, y comes out to be? 5. Good. Okay. It did say check it, and we're going to check it right now, okay? So we're going to plug it in. 2 times 5 is what? 10 minus 1.
9.
Square root of 9. 3 plus 5. Can we keep it? Yes. Let's move on to number 2. Actually, I'm going to give you a minute head start, number 2. Okay. Minute head start. Go ahead and work on 2 for me. And once you have an answer, can you talk to your people? Hey, people. Let's check answers. Hi.
Can I just see?
Oh, yes, you can, buddy.
I'm kind of mad.
Box up your answer if you have already confirmed.
65 minus 1 is 64. Square root is 8. 8 plus 9 is not equal. The thing is, there's no thing that's 65.
All right, Jackson, take us home. Step number 1, Jackson, what do you want to do?
Subtract 9.
All right, guys. Jackson speaks. Okay, subtract 9. Thank you. Now what?
Then square root x, or the
Square root? X minus 1 equals?
and then square root the other side, so negative 8.
Wait. What does it equal?
Oh, negative 8.
Negative 8, okay. And then?
And then square root the x minus 1 and then negative 8.
I think you meant square. Okay. Yep.
And then if the x minus 1 is equal to 64.
Okay.
And then add 1.
Great.
And then x equals 65.
Okay, and I take it you guys boxed that up? Did you guys think to check? All right, let's check. Ready? 65, take away 1, please. What is it? 64. Square root of 64, y'all? 8. 9 plus 8, does it equal to 1? No. So can I keep this? No. How do we write an answer again if we can't keep it? No real. You are correct. Good job. No real solution. Because we checked it, it did not come out to be 1. So how important is checking? Important. Okay. Now, I'm also going to give you a hint. When you guys got down to here, students, the square root of x minus 1 equals negative 8. Just like an absolute value, can a square root equal to something negative? No. So this is an indication that, hey, dude, this, if you see this and you know it's a square root or fourth root or sixth root, then that's an indication that something's funky going on. So you can straight up, you don't have to go further. You can go, oh, you know what? There's no real solution. There will be imaginary, just not real. Okay? All right. Number 8. I mean, not number 8. Number 3. Index is what, Levi, on number 3? 4. Okay? So, Levi, can you help me with the first step? Good. Add 1 to both sides. So 5, fourth index of 2m plus 1 equals to 15. And then what's next, Levi? Then 15 take away 5 is? Okay, so that's okay. Now, because we have a fourth index, Levi, what do we raise each side to? What power? Good. And 3 to the fourth is what, buddy?
Oh, so it's 2m plus 1 equals
81, thank you. Okay, so minus 1 from both sides? All right, 2m equals to what, Levi? Okay. Divided by 2, m equals to 40. Okay. So we're going to go back here, guys. When we isolated our radicals, this is what we got. It was an even index, and a positive equal. Is it okay to have an answer? Yes, if that was an even index and that was a negative 3, then no, you can't have it. So this one, we can totally keep 40. Okay, you try number 4. Try number 4. Okay. Once you have the answer to 4, confirm, check it with one another before you box it up. Can odd indexes have negative numbers underneath? Yes, like root of negative 8 is negative 2. So odd indexes can have negative solutions, okay? Just the even ones that are funky. All right, Andrew, what's your step number 1 on number 4? Good. Subtract 2 from both sides. All right, students, this is where we want to pause and say, okay, since the index is even, it is okay to have a negative 2. Does that make sense so far? If this was an index of a square or 4 or 6, then immediately, do I have to go any further? No, we can write no solution, no real solution, I'm sorry, but we can go further with this, okay? So to undo cube root, what power should we raise it to? Savannah? Good, so raise it to a third, okay? So over here, we now have 3y plus 1 equals Ava, negative 2 raised to the third power equals? Very good. And then we minus 1 from both sides. 3y equals negative 9. Divide both sides by what, Tamer? 3. Students, negative 9 divided by 3 is what? Negative 3. Box that up. Okay, we can quickly check as well. Negative 3 times 3 is? Negative 9 plus 1? Negative 8. Cube root of negative 8 is? Negative 2. Negative 2 plus 2? 0. Okay. Okay. Number 5. So number 5 does not have a square root, but the title says radical.
Converted to radical?
Converted to radical because a rational exponent of a half is what kind of root? Square, you're right. So write it as a square root. Okay. All right. Then we are going to, again, isolate your what? Radical. So we have a square root, x plus 3 equals x minus 3. To undo this square root, Sean, what should we do to both sides? Square it. Okay. So this one is going to come out to be x plus 3, except that this one, you need to write it out twice and do what? FOIL. Okay. So this is going to be x plus 3 equals x times x. Josie is what?
X squared.
Good. And Josie, continue with this. X times negative 3 is?
Negative 3x.
Good. How about in the middle?
Negative 3x.
And then plus?
Negative 9.
Good. Plus 9 on the end. Perfect. Then we're going to try to combine like terms. Okay. So x plus 3 equals x squared minus 6x plus 9. Just like last night's homework, what shall we do now? Before we can factor, make sure one of the side equals a what? 0. So we are going to move the negative x and the negative 3 at the same time. Does it matter which side you move it to? Nope, not of importance. Okay. Here's what we got. Now factor. Take it, factor it for me, please. What if you can't factor? What's another way to solve? Quadratic formula. You are right. Okay, or completely square. Factor it out whenever you're ready. So Susie, whenever you're ready, give me the two factors, okay? Take your time to factor. Compare your factors with your friends. X minus 1, x plus 6, like that. Minus 6, like that. Okay, perfect. Then we have done factoring. Roman, what's the next step? What is it? Very good, buddy. So x minus 1 equals 0. X minus 6 equals to 0. So we have x equals to 1. X equals to 6. All right, let's check it really quick, y'all. Okay? To see if we can keep both or none. Okay. So here's what we rewrote it as. Would you guys agree? So let's see. When x is 1, can we keep it? Let's check really quickly. 1 plus 3 is? What? 4. Square root of 4? 2. 2 plus 2? So the left side is 4. What's 1 minus 1 on the right side? Can I keep it? No. So eliminate your x. Equals 1. Gone. 6. Let's check it in. 6 plus 3 is? 9. Square root of 9? 3. 3 plus 2? And then on the right side, 6 minus 1. Can I keep it? Then that's the only one that you can box. Okay. All right. Oh my. How do you suppose we isolate the radical when we have more than one?
Square root to the square root.
You're going to have to square root eventually, but the smarter way to do this is move one of it to each side, split it up, okay? So we are going to move this dude over here, okay? Whatever you do to one side, do it to the other. So this is now gone. So on the left side, we only have one radical left. On the right side, we have one of each, and this -3 is not under the radical. This is, whenever you see more than one radical, it is by far the more difficult question of them all. Okay, now we are going to square both sides as we normally would. This one's not too bad. On the left side, it's just straight up what? Yep. Now on the right side, we do have to write it out twice and do what? Foil. Cautiously and carefully. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Square root of x plus 3 times square root of x plus 3 is just what? X plus, I'm sorry, not 3, 35. X plus 35. We FOIL like normal. Now square root of x plus 35 times -3 is -3 times square root of what? X plus 35. In the middle, we have similar term. -3 times that is -3 times square root of x plus 35. Now on the end, -3 times -3 is now a positive 9. Okay, I'm going to drop down this guy over here. We are going to combine like terms. So now we have x plus 8 equals, we only have one x, so drop that down. We do have a positive 35 and a 9, so that's going to give us what? 44. We have two of those, so -3 square root of x plus 35, and another one that will give us a negative what? 6. Okay. Now we are back to the prior question when we only have one radical. So we have to isolate this radical. That means when we move everything to the other side. Okay. Can you guys see that if I subtract x, that's going to be gone? Yeah. Subtract 44. All right. So on the other side, 8 take away 44 is what? -36 equals -6 square root x plus 35. Divide both sides by -6. So we have to isolate the radical and square it again. All right, -36 divided by 6. I'm sorry, divided by -6 is 6. Now what? Square both sides. Yeah. As you can see, we are doing the squaring part twice. Okay. All right, so this is 36, y'all, equals x plus 35. X is going to come out what after we subtract 35? 1. And we do need to make sure, hey, make sure we plug it in to see if we can keep it. All right, x equals to 1. Don't be too happy to box it up yet. All right, let's pinch it in. Here we go. 1 plus 8 is? That's what? 9. Square root of 9. 3. 1 plus 35 is? Square root of 36. 6. 3 minus 6. Can I keep it? Yes. So that is a lengthy one, but the process, the steps are exactly the same. You try to isolate the radical every time. Except that when you have two radicals, then what do we do? Put one on each side. Okay? All right. I want you to rewrite number 7 for me as a radical form. Okay. Oh. All right, rewrite number 7 as a radical form. So TAC, what is the index? 3, good. So in here, students, we would have the quantity of x plus 5 to the second power equals 4. To undo this radical, Slater, what should we do? Yes. Okay, Slater, what's 4 to the third, bud? 64. You guys agree with that? All right, so now we do have to write the quantity out twice, and then guess what? Foil. Good. I want you to foil it cautiously. So in a little bit, I want you to give me just the 3 terms. Sadie, after you're done foiling and give me the 3 terms, what? X plus 5 times x plus 5, Sadie, what did you get? Perfect. Equals 64. What do you think we need to do next, Nolan? No, remember. No. Set everything to 0. So that means we do need to subtract something. 64. Okay. X squared plus 10x minus what, Nolan? 25 minus 64 is what, bud? Yes, no? Okay. Equals to 0. Well, okay. That's better. Okay. Now what do we do? Okay, I want you to take a minute to see if you can factor it out. Find 2 numbers. When you multiply, equals negative 39. And when you add, equals positive 10. Guys, make sure you practice factoring right now. You can't pass the class without knowing how to factor. So practice. If you need help, we have tutorial today. Come in. We'll work with you. All right, Nick, what are the 2 factors? No?
X plus 3, or x minus 3 and x plus 13.
Okay, so x minus 3 times x plus 13. Nick, do you agree?
Yeah.
Did you try though?
Yeah, I tried.
Okay. Take each factor. We are going to set it equal to 0. Should we check them, guys, before we box them up? Sure. All right, let's see. X equals to 3, x equals to negative 13. Remember, you can check it when you have it here. Okay. Okay. 3 plus 5 is what? 8. Square root of 8 for me. 64. Cube root of 64.
6. I mean 8. Or cube.
Cube root of 64.
24.
Cube root of 64.
284.
4. Yes or no? Oh, do you know what? Can you guys see that I wrote a 6 here on top of the 4? That's supposed to be what? But that's okay. No, it's supposed to be 64 anyway. It's supposed to be 64 anyway. All right. Negative 13. Ready? Negative 13 plus 5. Negative 8. Square it. Positive 64. So that's okay, right? And we just knew that positive 64 cube root is also 4. So I can keep both. Okay. X and Y intercept. Ready? Okay. Finding X and Y intercept for all forms are identical, students. To find X intercepts, we set Y equals to what? Okay. Similarly, to find Y-intercept, Rory, we set what equals to what? Okay, so X-intercept first, we will take Y and we will set it equal to 0. So 0 equals negative square root X minus 4 equal plus 9. Is this something that we just got done doing? Yep. So, Jacob, take it away. What's the first step?
We take the square root and put on the other side. we subtract 9.
Good. We minus 9. Good job, buddy. Then now we have negative 9 equals negative square root of x minus 4. We do need to isolate your radicals. So, Jacob, what's the next step?
We remove the negative.
Divide both sides by negative 1. So now it's 9 equal to square root of an x minus 4. To undo the square root, Jacob, we will raise both sides to which power?
2.
Good. And 9 square is? 81 equals x minus 4. Add 4 to both sides. X comes out to be 85. Write it as an order pair for me, y'all. All right, 85, comma what? 0. Box that up. Y-intercept tends to be a little bit easier. Okay. Y-int is straight up when x equals to 0. Okay, well, let's look at it. Y equals negative. 0 minus 4 is what? Negative 4. Can I have a square root? I'm sorry. No. So should we have any y-intercept? No. No. Y, int. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about why there's no y-intercept. Can a square root be negative under ever? No. Okay. Y-intercept, students, that means it has to cross over the y-axis. And x-intercept, it has to cross over the x-axis. Imaginary numbers don't cross over those. So, all right, 10. Kayla, let's work on the x-intercept first. I'm sorry, 9. I misread 9. X-intercept, Kayla, y must be? Good. 0 equals Q4. Cube root of x minus 5. All right, let's take it. Calvin, help us out. Do what? Good. So 0 plus 5 is? Good. So 5 equals 4 times cube root of x. What's next, Calvin? Divide by 4. Ooh, this is going to be an ugly number. All right. So 5 over 4 equals cube root of x. Calvin, undo cube root. We do what? I think you meant to say raise to the power 3. Okay. All right, you have a calculator ready? 5 to the third? 125 divided by 4 to the third? 64. Okay, equal to x. I do not believe that we can reduce. Would you guys agree? So we are going to write it as our order pair. 125 divided by 64, comma what? 0. Box that up. Now we are going to try for y-int. I do love y-int a lot. Okay, y-int when x equals to what, Shania? Good. Okay, whoa. Cube root of 0, y'all. 0. 0 times 4? 0. So y-int is? And then we're going to write it 0, comma, negative 5. Box it up. Okay, I want you to get a head start on number 10. Okay, no more responses, please.
I'm trying to make a joke.
You are very funny. You are a funny man. Good thing I like you. Once you are done, can you compare your answer with your team, please? Okay, Chelsea, step number 1, x-intercept. What did you do with y? Good, so 0 equals negative cube root x plus 2 minus 7. And then Chelsea, what's your next step? Good, so you got 7 equals negative cube root of x plus 2. And then next step, Chelsea? Good job. You do need to divide both sides by negative 1. So that's going to be negative 7 equals positive cube root of x plus 2. And to undo the power of cube root there, to undo cube root, what did you raise to? Raise it to the third. Okay. And what's negative 7 to the third power, Chelsea? One more time. 3, 4, 3 equals x plus 2. And then subtract 2. Okay. Subtract 2, so x equals negative 345. Did you guys quickly check? Yes. All right. X-intercept. Negative 3, 4, 5, comma what? 0. Box it up. All right. Y-intercept. Shaheen, what are you going to do, bud?
So first we're gonna make the x 0.
Okay. So x is 0. So y equals negative cube root. What's 0 plus 2? 2 minus 7. Okay, guys, I don't need you guys to punch it in and give me a decimal. You can just leave it in exact form. So 0, comma, negative cube root of 2 minus 7. Now, again, simplify when you can. Okay, if we can't simplify, leave it in exact form. Cube root, you can do cube root of 1. By the way, what's cube root of 1? 1. What's cube root of 8? 2. What's cube root of 27? 3. So those are the perfect cubes, but just leave 2 as that, okay? All right, last one. I'm going to give you a minute head start. Go. Last one. Get started. Asking for a friend. I say, gosh, well, do you need fresh underwear? That's when you should, I say 11. How hard can it be? Put colors in colors. White with white. Don't put bleach in color. Okay, normal cycle? No?
Oh my God, that's
All right, Talia, x-intercept, hon. What did you do first? Okay, so 0 equals 3 times x plus 6 minus 4. I think you meant plus 4, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then what did you get after you plus 4?
4 equals
Good. After that, what did you do? Good. So now we have 4/3. Okay, equals square root of x plus 6. What's your next step?
raise the ball with the power of 2.
Good. And 4 square is what?
16.
16. 3 square is?
9.
Good. Equals x plus 6. And then after that, you did what, Talia?
I simplified this.
Can we simplify 16 with 9? Yes or no? Can we divide by 2? Can we divide by 3? 4? 5? No, so leave it. All right. Minus 6 on both sides, right, y'all? All right. What's the common denominator now that we're subtracting 6 on both sides? 9. So times that by 9, times that by 9. So 16 over 9. What's 9 times 6? 54. What's 16 take away 54? Negative 38 divided by 9. Okay. Can I reduce that? No, because it's not, we can't divide by 2. How do you know when you can divide by 3? You add up the digits, okay? So 3 plus 8 is what? 11. 11 is not divisible by 3, so therefore 38 is not divisible by 3. Okay? All right, so we are going to write it as an order pair. Negative 38 over 9, comma 0. All right, one more and we'll call it a day. Why int? Okay. Why int when x equals to 0? So Corey, what's 0 plus 6? 6. So 3 times square root of 6 minus 4. Can we simplify square root of 6? No. So guys, I don't need you guys to punch it in unless it says round. But I don't believe our instruction said round. Let me double check one more time though. Right? Does it say round on the top? Nope. It's just a soft. So I do like, okay, so 3 rad 6 minus 4, box it up, and student, that is an egg roll.